Starting pitcher for the Braves from Rutgers, number 19, Zach Konstantinovsky.
Game 3 against Harwich this season, and the second time here at White House Field. Welcome into pregame Tomahawk Talk. I'm Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, joined by Lyle, Alenstein. The Braves take on the Mariners tonight for the third time. It's a good opportunity for them to bounce back tonight. Harwich is 0-3 in the last 3 games.
Yeah, they've struggled of late. They've dropped their last 3. The Braves have dropped their last 2, but it's a good bounce-back opportunity. The Braves lost the first 2 times against them. You look at that opening day, 7-5 loss. Josh Gunther gave up 6 runs in that first inning. And then the last time at Bourne Park, 2-0 pitcher's duel. The Braves couldn't get the bats going. Really good opportunity. 2 teams that are on the losing streak to get a win going tonight.
Well, what's the pitching matchup tonight? Talk to me a little bit about it.
Zach Konstantinovsky, he's making the start for the Braves today. He's 0-2 on the year. He shows some flashes, but, when he's come out of that bullpen, the bats kind of got to him. Scott Lynch just talked about how the relievers kind of need it when they're going. This team is really going, and they kind of feed off of that. But he's making the start today, so a good opportunity for him for get the momentum going early. And then for Harwich, you've got Troy Dressler from Wake Forest, just under 4 ERA on the year, 1-0 record through 4 games played.
Well, it's an earlier start for us tonight. It'll be a 5:30 pitch, but don't go anywhere. We have some more pregame coverage coming up next. Continuing on pregame coverage, I'm now joined by Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis. Adam, let's talk about our division a little bit. It doesn't seem like anyone's really jumping out at us.
Absolutely not. There's not a single team right now in the West Division in the Cape Cod Baseball League that is over 500. Everyone is either at 500 or below, and all the teams are within 4 points of each other, which means everyone is within 2 games of each other. So, really everyone is at the same kind of spot right now. So, all these games matter because, no one's far in front, no one's far behind. So you have to continue to stay pace. And, today's a really good chance for Bourne to get back into the win column against a team that has been struggling recently. And, at this point in the season, every day before an off day is always a game that you want to win just so that you can have some momentum going into a break.
And the Braves will take on the Mariners tonight. Talk to me a little bit about what the key is to winning this game.
I think just a little bit more consistency on both sides of the ball. Bourne really didn't have that consistency yesterday in their loss. The 6-run 7th inning was the real killer. You just have to have your pitching staff be somewhat level for the entire game. And your batting as well. This top of the lineup has struggled these past couple days. You would like to see them just get a little bit more production in today's game against a really solid pitching staff that Harwich brings. It's not going to be an easy staff to crack.
Well, it's a big night for baseball. The MLB draft will start tonight.
Yeah, this is the night for the Cape Cod Baseball League. At the end of the day, this is a showcase league. That's whole purpose is to promote these athletes until they, can get drafted in Major League Baseball. So tonight is the night. We could see upwards of 6, if not more, Braves drafted in rounds 1 through 3. There could be 4 or 5 Braves drafted in the first round if everything works out well. So it'll be really fun to watch. We'll be covering all night on our radio broadcast, on the social media. This is what it's all about. All these guys on the field know everyone who's getting drafted, so it's a really special moment. You'll see them reacting in the moment when their teammates at school or former summer ball teammates get drafted. So, this is the biggest night of the year out here on the Cape, and it should be a lot of fun.
Well, thanks for joining me, guys. Stay tuned for a 5:30 p.m. pitch. Continuing on pregame coverage, I'm now joined by Kuhio Aloy from Arkansas. Kuhio, you were selected to be a starter in the All-Star game and be in the Home Run Derby. How excited are you for this opportunity?
Really excited, get to make new friendships, new relationships, and just excited to play with different ball players.
And your brother will be getting drafted tonight. Are you going to be able to watch that in the bullpen? How special is that?
I hope I get to watch it, and, I'm really excited for him and wish the best for him.
It's your birthday today. Happy birthday. Are you doing anything special to celebrate tonight?
Thank you. And all I'm worried about right now is getting a dub.
Thanks for joining me. Good luck.
On one of the biggest nights of the year in the sport of baseball, we have got a primetime Sunday night baseball matchup here on Cape Cod. It's a rematch of the 2024 Cape League Championship Series for the 3rd time this season. The Bourne Braves take on the Harwich Mariners. Hello, everyone, and welcome into White House Field on MLB Draft rounds 1 through 3 night. I'm Adam Gotkin alongside Devon Jarvis. You'll hear from our sideline reporter, Ariel Tamir-Pinsky, soon. Devon, this is a very busy night in amateur baseball. There's a lot of guys who used to play for these teams and even some who play for these teams now who are hoping to get their name called tonight or tomorrow. But still, we've got action on the field, and it's just overall an exciting day.
Yeah, it's going to be a very exciting one. This game will not be just focused on what's happening on the field, but also what's happening with all 30 MLB teams and how they select their draft picks. The Bourne Braves with maybe 4 players who could go on day one, maybe even more than that too. So it should be a very, very special day, a one filled with everything baseball.
There are 6 Bourne Braves in the top 50 of ESPN and Baseball America's top prospect rankings. So we expect all 6 of them to go today, potentially maybe all of them in the first round, but we'll just wait and see. The Washington Nationals have the first overall pick. They'll select their player at around probably 6:10, 6:15 p.m. So we'll keep an eye on that. But to this game itself, it's 2 teams that really could use a victory. Bourne comes into today's game at 9-12-1 on the season, in last place in the West Division of the Cape League and on a 2-game losing streak. Harwich on the other side of things, 10-9-3 on the season, but they've lost 3 in a row. Devon, this is a important time of the year. We're in the dog days of summer, the middle part of the season, and both these teams could really use a victory before tomorrow's off day.
Yeah, this part of the season is where you want to sneak wins in to set yourself up better for playoff time. And in this West Division that the Bourne Braves are in right now, everyone's separated by just 2 games. Bravo's currently in last place. You need to get those wins and break streaks. You don't want to go into a slump. It's important to keep the morale of your players high because, honestly, it could have an effect on whether they stay the whole summer. Beyond that, you want the fans to be happy and everyone involved. So important to get wins today for Harwich as well. They were one of the hottest teams in that second quarter of the season, and they've just slowed down a little bit. We're close to leading the East Division, 1 point off YD, and now they're back 6 points behind first place Brewster. So they would really, really want to win today, and it would come very, very nice against this Bourne team who they've already beat twice.
This is game number 23 of the season for both these squads. Everyone else in the Cape League is playing game 24 tonight, but Bourne and Harwich were rained out last week. That game will be made up at Dorn Park next Wednesday, 10 days from today, July 23rd. But for tonight's game, this is the 3rd time that these teams meet. They played back on opening day in a rematch of the title. It was a 7-5 victory here at White House Field. These teams also played a second time back in the month of June at Durham Park, and it was a 2-0 win for the Harwich Mariners. And in that game, we have the exact same starting pitching matchup today for the Bourne Braves, Zach Konstantinovsky, for the Harwich Mariners, Troy Dressler. And that time out, it was a pitcher's duel, so we could expect some of the same today.
Yeah, Zach Konstantinovsky is coming in here with a tall task. This Harwich team has found a little bit of rhythm on offense, but he just came off a rough start last time against Orleans. Against Harwich, pitched 2 innings, allowed no earned runs. Last time against Orleans, allowed 3 earned runs in 2 2/3. So you would love to see him go a little bit longer and allow a lot less runs to set up this team who've had a very, very streaky offense. They are either very hot or very cold.
And Troy Dressler, on the other hand, for Harwich, he also faced Bourne earlier this season. He pitched well in that game, didn't give up any runs, and he also pitched well his last time out, gave up just 1 run in 5 innings. So, this is a guy who's been really successful so far this summer and look to continue it against a Bourne offense that didn't have its best day last night. The Braves just scored 3 runs, and they all came in the latter half of the game. So they'll look to get back into the swing of things today.
Yeah, it's important that you don't let this build into something bigger. Bourne, at their worst this season, lost 5 games in a row. They're only on a 2-game losing streak right now, but the morale is not very high. So if you can get rid of that, get a win, pound on the offense, and go back to that winning brand of baseball that they had just last week where they won 4 of 5 and eventually 5 of 6, you would really, really like that. It's all about not getting anything to build upon itself in bad ways, and Bourne has a chance to do that today against the Harwich pitching staff. At the start of the season, Adam, looked a lot better than they do right now.
Harwich does still have the top team ERA in the Cape League at 3.24. Bourne's team ERA is in last place at 4.87. First pitch was scheduled for a minute ago. There seems to be some sort of issue with the field. Steve Englert and Scott Landers are currently talking near the first base bag with a wheelbarrow next to them, and the hose still plugged in. All the Bourne players are kind of just standing in fair territory down the right field line. So we will step aside for a moment and be back in a minute whenever we have an update on what's going on. First pitch was scheduled for a minute ago, but as of right now, all the players are just standing around. So we'll be back in a moment with any updates.
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the pop.
Sounds good, thank you.
Welcome back into White House Field. We are officially in, I guess, a water delay is what they're calling it. The issue is the hose that they use to water the field is not turning off. So we're in a bit of a quick delay here as the Bourne Braves are getting ready to take on the Harwich Mariners. Again, this is night one of the MLB draft. There are 6 guys who we're looking at of Bourne Braves who could get selected today. Liam Doyle is probably going to be the first one off the board. He played a couple of games for the 2023 Braves, and then there are 3 other players we're looking at as potential first-round picks. Caden Bodine, who played for the Braves in 2023 and 2024, as well as Ethan Conrad and Merrick Houston. Mason Neville and J.D. Thompson also potential day 1 picks today. They could go in probably the second round or late first round. It seems like they are figuring things out with this water situation as the meeting is about to commence at home plate between the umpires and the managers. We're also coming up on All-Star Weekend here on Cape Cod. The All-Star game is next Saturday, and there will be 6 Braves who will be represented on the West team. Riker Waite, Cade Lewis, Kahio Aloy, as well as John LeGrande as the position players. The 2 pitchers, Will Whalen and Jonathan Stevens. So that should be a lot of fun. That game at Red Wilson Field this upcoming Saturday. As Scott Landers meeting with Steve Englert. These are 2 managers who, of course, faced off in last year's championship series. They battled out into 3 games. That was a very fun series in which the road team won every game. The visiting Bourne Braves won game 2 here at White House Field. That was the biggest blowout in the Cape League Championship Series. And then Harwich won games 1 and 3. Both were pretty tight battles. Devon, as we're approaching first pitch, why don't you go ahead and give us tonight's starting lineups?
Sure thing. Starting with the Bourne Braves out of Vanderbilt, the shortstop Riker Waite leads things off. He's followed by Cade Lewis in the 2 spot out of Wake Forest playing first base. Kahio Aloy, the all-star starter for the West Division at designated hitter, is batting 3rd out of Arkansas playing right field. Batting cleanup, Braden Holcomb off of a good stretch of games out of Vanderbilt. He's playing 3rd base. Camden Kojal bats 5th out of Arkansas playing 2nd base. Campbell Smithwick out of Oklahoma State is the designated hitter, batting 6th. Mark Quattrani makes his debut with the Bourne Braves today, batting 7th out of Notre Dame and playing catcher. John Legrande, another all-star for the Bravos, bats 8th from St. John's, playing center field. And Gavin Kelly rounds out the Bravos lineup in left field out of West Virginia. Leading things off for the Harwich Mariners is Tanner Marsh, playing shortstop out of Liberty. Nico Brini, the center fielder, bats 2nd out of Wofford. Aiden Robbins out of Seton Hall, the left fielder, bats 3rd. Maddox Maloney, the shortstop from Oregon, is playing designated hitter today and batting 4th. Sam Harris is batting 5th in the middle of the lineup out of Duke, playing first base. D. Kennedy out of Kansas State is playing 3rd base and batting 6th. Matt Conti is batting 7th out of Wake Forest, playing catcher. Shintaro Inoue is out of Kansas State, playing 2nd base, batting 8th. And batting 9th is Jake Coonan out of Princeton, playing right field.
It's an absolutely picture-perfect day for baseball out on Cape Cod. Completely blue skies, no clouds above the field. It's about 71 degrees, winds 4 miles an hour blowing from the southeast, so that's blowing in from left center field. The dimensions here at White House Field, pretty standard, 330 down the lines and 400 in straightaway center. It's a decent crowd on hand, a number of fans in both the first and third base grandstands. Definitely not the crowd that we saw for the championship series last year when there were fans packed all around the outfield and just about anywhere you could go, but still a good crowd as the starting lineup introductions are done, and we will step aside for the national anthem. First pitch coming up in just a moment here from White House Field.
National anthem by Gary Woods.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Gary Woods.
So with that, we are just about ready for first pitch here at White House Field. The Mariners, the home team, 10-9-3 on the season. The Braves, the road team, 9-12-1. Harwich is wearing its usual home whites, the cream uniforms with blue lettering and numbering with red trim. They're wearing their regular red hats with a blue bill. The Bourne Braves in their usual road blues with the gray pants, red numbers, and white trim. The Braves are in their usual red hats with the blue brim. Troy Dressler, the right-hander out of Wake Forest, gets his 3rd start of the summer. This is his 4th appearance. He's got a 3.86 ERA in 9 1/3. He's given up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He has hit a batter, walked 5, and struck out 6. Dressler has a 1.29 whip. The right-hander goes fastball, slider, changeup, curveball. Really reserves those final 2 pitches for left-handers. He was spectacular in his last outing a week ago tonight in a 7-1 win over the Whitey Red Sox. Dressler went 5 innings and gave up just 1 run on 3 hits. He didn't walk anyone and struck out 2. He didn't give up any runs when he faced Bourne for the first time this season. The Braves' top of the order is going to look to get things going today with Riker Waite, Cade Lewis, and Kahio Aloy. It's a top of the order that has not been playing its best recently. They picked things up towards the end of the game yesterday with 2 runs in the final few innings, but the Braves were already down big at that point, and it's a top of the order that for a stretch was almost 0 for 20. There have been a few changes. The 4 and 5 hitters yesterday, Cade Lewis and Kahio Aloy, have moved up to the 2 and 3 spots, so the Braves looking to spark a change there. Lewis had hit 5th in each of his last 4 games and in 4 of the Braves' last 5, and he's all the way up to the number 2 spot today as Bourne's leader in batting average and in RBI. So Scott Lander's hoping that that change can spark something in this offense.
It's important they just get something going at the top of the order, and Cade Lewis really is a good person to put in that 2 spot. We've seen him there before. He is an on-base machine, has not only hit the ball 23 times this season, but also has 8 walks drawn. He's a perfect person to have up there, especially considering how this offense is contagious for Bourne. When they're cold, but once one person gets the ball rolling, it seems the others follow suit later in the lineup.
The Braves haven't scored in the first inning in either of the last 2 games. Again, it's Riker Waite, Cade Lewis, Kahio Aloy up here in the top of the first inning. We are just about ready to get going. About a 13-minute delay due to the hose not turning off, but we are ready to get things going here from White House Field. Game number 23 of the season for both the Bourne Braves and the Harwich Mariners. The switch hitter, Riker Waite, makes his way into the left-handed batter's box against the right-handed Troy Dressler. The 6'3" right-hander out of Wake Forest makes his way onto the hill. Riker Waite, the small 5'10" switch hitter, stands in the left-handed box. First pitch, a fastball, misses up and outside, and Waite starts ahead in the count, 1-0. Bourne's leadoff hitter is hitting .292 on the summer. He's walked 8 times, the line and the pitch. Swinging a slow bouncer back up the middle. The second baseman, Inoue, fields and tosses it to first, and that's in time for out number 1. Waite makes contact, but just doesn't get enough power behind it. And the leadoff man is retired. That brings Cade Lewis up, the first baseman today. He's been one of the Braves' top hitters this summer, one of the most consistent bats. He leads the team in batting average among qualified hitters at .307. First pitch to the left-hander is a fastball up and outside. Lewis also leads the Braves in runs batted in with 14 of them and in doubles with 6. Last night he went 1 for 3 with a walk. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a pop-up. Foul down the third base line and out of play. Lewis has 1 home run on the season. It was a bit of a controversial one. Did it bounce? Did it not bounce in front of the wall at Thorne Park? That's an issue we've had multiple times this season, but that one went in Lewis's favor. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a roller towards short, fielded by Marsh. He throws sidearm to first, and it's in time for out number 2. A 4-3 and a 6-3 ground out. And very quickly, Troy Dressler has 2 outs here in the top of the first inning.
We talked about the struggles from the top of this lineup. It's not strikeouts that's really been the problem. It's ground outs. During that 0 for 18 stretch that you mentioned, Adam, only 3 strikeouts of those 18 outs.
That stretch started off with Bourne struggling at the start of the Wareham game 2 days ago. The first pitch to Kahio Aloy in for a strike on a fastball. And that game started this exact same way, a ground out to second and a ground out to short. That inning then ended with another ground out to second. Kahio Aloy hitting .314 on the season. Not a qualified hitter, though, joined the team late. He watches a pitch low and outside in the count 1-1. Aloy has mashed baseballs ever since he showed up to Bourne. He's already got 6 RBIs and 5 extra base hits. 3 doubles, 2 home runs. From the wind, here's the 1-1. Slider misses low, bounces off the plate and into the glove of the catcher, Conti. Aloy went 0 for 3 last night. He did walk once, struck out twice. He was in the cleanup spot yesterday. The pitch in for a strike on a fastball, and it's 2-2. Aloy walked his first time up yesterday and then went 0 for 3 after that, looking to get on to extend this top of the first inning here. Dressler looks in. The right-hander gets his sign, comes into the wind, the 2-2. Fouled back by Aloy straight to the backstop. It's a very interesting backstop here at White House Field, a very deep one. It goes pretty far back behind home plate. And then the dugouts are very far up the line. They are almost as far as the bases. Bourne, the visitors occupy first base. Harwich, the home team, occupies third. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a chopper towards third into the glove of Kennedy. He sends it to first, and that's in time for out number 3. Bourne goes down in order, 4-3, 6-3, 5-3 ground outs. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Troy Dressler to get this game going. Tanner Marsh, Nico Brini, and Aiden Robbins due up for Harwich in the bottom of the first inning. Zach Konstantinovsky gets his third start for the Braves. We'll tell you about him when we come back. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
We're offering 0% for 60 months on CAT's new lineup of compact track loaders. That's 0% for machines that have been redesigned from the ground up. 0% for new features and big comfort.
Nice cab, heated seat, great machine.
0% for more power and performance.
Picked up a big 4,000-pound block like it was nothing.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Zach Konstantinovsky gets his third start of the summer for the Bourne Braves. The score 0-0 after the top of the first inning. The Harwich Mariners will send Tanner Marsh, Nico Brini, and Aiden Robbins to the plate. Konstantinovsky has a 5.63 ERA. He has an 0-2 record. Again, 2 starts. He did also appear twice out of the bullpen to start his season. In 8 innings, he's given up 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Konstantinovsky has hit 2 batters, walked 5, and struck out 8. He's got a 1.75 whip. Last time out 1 week ago, Konstantinovsky went 2 2/3 in a 5-2 loss at the Orleans Firebirds. He gave up 3 earned runs, walked 1, and struck out 4. Tanner Marsh, the shortstop out of Liberty, makes his way into the right-handed batter's box against the right-handed pitcher out of Rutgers, Zach Konstantinovsky. He goes fastball, changeup, slider, curveball. The right-hander kicks some dirt off the rubber and takes a look in. Here's the first pitch, and it misses on a fastball. 1-0 the count. Mark Quattrani behind home plate today for Bourne. He's making his Braves debut after playing 10 games earlier this season for the Falmouth Commodores. The 1-0. The fastball misses again outside. It's 2-0. Tanner Marsh at the plate, hitting .297 this year in 10 games. He's got 3 runs batted in. He's scored 6 runs. Konstantinovsky winds and fires. Finds the zone this time on a fastball. It's 2-1. The right-hander out of Rutgers didn't pitch much this past season, so he's been working his way back into the swing of things this summer. The pitch swung on and missed. That time Konstantinovsky took some off, went with the slider in the count, 2-2. These are the first starts for the right-hander since the 2024 season. He quickly winds and deals, and it's fouled back over the fencing. The count's still 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the first inning with no score. Middle infield for Bourne, playing a little bit back against Tanner Marsh. Everyone else straight up. The set, the wind, and the pitch. Swinging a slow roller towards third. Holcomb moves in, fires to first, and it's in time for out number 1. A nice job by the first baseman, Cade Lewis, to keep his foot down on the bag on a throw that was a little bit high. And 1 up, 1 down. We've had 4 ground outs with the first 4 batters of this game.
Number 4, Nico Brini.
That was a good play by Braden Holcomb at third. He has 1 error this summer, but none at the hot corner. This is his 10th start at third base this season. Nico Brini, the center fielder, stands in. The left-handed hitters batting 137 this summer. He's walked just twice, struck out 8 times, puts down a bunt. Very, very soft in front of the plate. Catrani fields, fires to first, and it's in time for out number 2. A good bunt from Nico Brini, but he just didn't get enough on it. It stayed too close to the plate, and Mark Catrani with a nice play, the first time that he's had to show off his fielding abilities. And it gets the second out. So it brings Aiden Robbins to the plate, the left fielder. He's been one of the top bats this summer for Harwich, hitting .306. Went 1 for 3 last night with a walk. The right-handed hitter spent a couple seasons at Seton Hall. First pitch in for a strike on a slider at the knees. Next year he'll be taking his talents down to Austin, Texas. He's a guy that the Longhorns are really excited for. Bit of a closed stance, the 0-1. Robbins watches it in, a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Aiden Robbins spent last summer with the Gaithersburg Giants in the Cowardkin Collegiate Baseball League, a team quite close to my heart as I spent 2 summers with them. Here's the 1-1. Robbins swings, and it's a high drive to center field. LaGrande moves back in front of the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 3. And so just like the Bourne Braves in the top of the first, the Harwich Mariners go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first inning. And after a water delay, we go very quickly to get the first 6 outs of the game. Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay, Bourne's premier senior living community. Conveniently located adjacent to the Cape Cod Canal. Visit us at KeystonePlace@buzzardsbay.com. Marty Chevrolet, your dealer for the people, proudly supports the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all our cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com, and go Braves. We'll be back in a moment for the second inning here on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network and Cape League TV.
All hands on deck.
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
There's a 0 chance that you'll want to miss our 0% for 72 months offer. For a limited time, CAT is offering 0% on the purchase of many new small excavators. That's 0% for better performance. 0% for next generation features.
Great machine. It's quite impressive.
0% for work tools too. But there's a 0% chance this offer will last. So contact Milton Cat before there's 0 time left.
Both sides go down 1-2-3 in the first inning. We're now into the second here at White House Field. Bourne Braves taking on the Harwich Mariners for the 3rd time this summer, a rematch of last year's championship series. The reigning champion Mariners have the defense out on the field. Troy Dressler, the right-handed starter out of Wake Forest, looks in. The first pitch to the right-handed hitting Braden Holcomb is swung on and drilled foul down the right field line. The count 0-1. Holcomb still the only Bourne Brave to play in every game this summer. He's now appeared in all 24 matchups. He's hitting .235, has been swinging the bat really well over the past few weeks. Had one of his hardest hit balls of the summer last night, a double into center field over 100 miles an hour off the bat. The 0-1, called strike on a fastball. Holcomb now has 3 extra base hits on the season, all of them doubles. Went down swinging twice yesterday, down in the count 0-2 here. The wind and the pitch. Swinging a foul back. Holcomb stays alive. Braves did a decent job of not going down by way of the strikeout in their successful week up until these past 2 games. And the loss 2 nights ago against Wareham, they actually didn't strike out at all until the final inning as the pitch misses and Holcomb went about a quarter of the way around. Last night, they went down via the K 10 times, so back into that, or actually 8 times, I should say, so back into that bad habit. But overall, Bourne's been better at it. They really struggled at the start of the season striking out, but have gotten better discipline-wise. The 1-2, that swung on and missed, strike 3. So there is the first strikeout of the day offensively for Bourne. The first one for the hurler out of Wake Forest, Troy Dressler, and it's the first out of this top of the second inning.
Something you really want to avoid, getting into that habit of chasing on pitches. This top of the order, once again, a slow start. Holcomb started the same way yesterday as he did today.
Cam Kojal, the second baseman, now in the left-handed box. First pitch. In for a strike on a fastball up and outside. Always fun to see Kojal and Holcomb hitting back-to-back. The 2 former roommates at Vanderbilt before Kojal transferred to Arkansas. The 0-1, swinging a slow bouncer foul back towards the Braves dugout on the first base side. It's 0-2. Kojal just joined the team over a week ago. He was with Team USA and the U.S. national team before heading up here. The 0-2, a fastball upstairs. Kojal has now appeared in 5 games. He's hitting 190. He has 4 base hits, all of them singles, 1 RBI. He's walked once and struck out 6 times. Kojal went 1 for 4 yesterday. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, strike 3. A fastball there. Kojal just couldn't catch up to it, and after 3 groundouts in the top of the first, it's 2 strikeouts for Troy Dressler here in the top of the second.
Talked about that hot and coldness. It was especially prevalent yesterday. Multiple 1, 2, 3 innings where Bourne only showed the minimum. That happened 5 times in yesterday's game.
Hoping not to go down 6 up, 6 down to start this game. Campbell Smithwick watches the first pitch upstairs on a fastball. Smithwick, the designated hitter today. He had the catching duties yesterday for the first 7 innings before moving into left field. He takes a hack and a miss on a fastball. Smithwick went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. He's hitting .257 on the season. Just 1 extra base hit. It was a double. The wind and the pitch. Swinging a soft line drive into left field. That drops down for a base hit. They didn't hit it too hard, but well placed into the shallow outfield grass in left field, and there's the first base runner of the day. It's a single for Campbell Smithwick. And now Mark Quattrani makes his Bourne Braves debut, the catcher who comes from Cornell but will be playing at Notre Dame next season. The right-handed hitter was one of the better bats for Falmouth. He hit .250 in 10 games, had 9 RBIs, 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a homer. He signed with Bourne a few days ago after the Braves lost their catcher Jimmy Keenan to the draft. Quattrani stands in. First pitch. Runs in and hits him on the elbow.
Guess that's one way to welcome a player to Bourne.
Not exactly how he may have wanted to, but Mark Quattrani does reach base his first time up this summer. And Bourne now has runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the second inning, looking to get on the board first. John LeGrande, the left-handed hitter out of St. John's, is next up. He's got 11 runs batted in this summer, hitting .286. LeGrande was the leadoff man at the start of the season. Now he's slided into the bottom of the order and done a real good job with runners on base. 2 on with 2 outs in the top of the second. The first pitch, LeGrande swings and slaps it into center field, and that gets down. Smithwick gets the wave around third. The throw is cut off by D. Kennedy, the third baseman. So it's an RBI single for John LeGrande, and it's 1-0 Braves here in the top of the second inning.
It's hard to emphasize how crucial that run is for the Bravos. This team has started slow in a lot of their losses. When you get that initial lead, you're playing from ahead and you lose a little bit of pressure from your offense, and they start to swing a little bit more free. So just an excellent job by LeGrande to get things started. It's going to have major impacts for the result of this game.
John LeGrande gets his 12th RBI of the summer. Campbell Smithwick scores his 4th run. And Bourne does something that it didn't do at all last time they faced Troy Dressler in the 2-0 loss, and that's score a run. Gavin Kelly, the right-handed hitter, watches the first pitch in for a strike. Kelly, the number 9 batter. He went 0 for 3 yesterday, hitting .225 on the summer. He's brought in 3 runs. Still searching for his first extra base hit. He's got Mark Quattrani on second and John LeGrande on first. From the stretch, Dressler deals, and Kelly fouls it back towards the fence, and it's 0-2. It is interesting that they have a chain link fence behind home plate here at White House Field. Once you get to the grandstands on the first and third baseline, it eventually goes to netting, which is what you see most places around the league. The kick and the 0-2. Kelly fights it off. They pitch well outside the zone, but he does a good job to foul it off and stay alive. Count 0-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the second. The Braves in the lead 1-0. John LeGrande on first, responsible for the RBI with a single that just brought home Campbell Smithwick. Gavin Kelly looking to continue this 2-out rally. Dressler looks back to second, kicks and fires. Kelly hits a hard bouncer back up the middle into the glove of the pitcher Dressler. He takes it himself to first before a underhand toss a few feet shy of the bag, and that is out number 3. Bourne does get a run across, though, as John LeGrande brings home Campbell Smithwick on a RBI single into center field. The Braves score 1 on 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We're into the bottom of the second inning. It's the middle of the order up for the Mariners. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Download the free Cape League TV app for all the in-game action from opening.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source with a location near you and wherever the work takes you. Milton Rents, the right equipment when and where you need it.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the second inning here at White House Field. The Bourne Braves have jumped out to an early lead over the Harwich Mariners. It's 1-0. Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis with you. We're situated just behind home plate, a little bit to the right at field level. The number 4 hitter, a designated hitter, Maddox Maloney, makes his way into the right-handed batter's box, going up against the right-handed pitcher, Zach Konstantinovsky, into his second inning of work. He put the Mariners down 1-2-3 on 2 groundouts and a flyout in the first inning. Maloney, the DH out of Oregon, he has played in the most games of any Mariner this summer. This is 19th. First pitch, he shows bunt, pulls it back, but it's in the zone, called strike 1. The MLB draft is just about to get underway. The Washington Nationals have the number 1 overall pick and are on the clock. We'll be keeping an eye on it and giving you all Cape League and Bourne Brave updates. The 0-1, the fastball upstairs, and it's 1-1. This is one of the more interesting drafts when it comes to the first overall pick because there isn't really a consensus of who the Nats should take at 1-1 as the pitch is fouled back towards the Harwich dugout down the third baseline. There's really 5 prospects, seems like, that are in the running, but probably down to 4 at this point for the first overall pick. Ethan Holiday, Cade Anderson, Seth Hernandez, Eli Willits. It seems like the 4 that'll probably go early as the 1-2 pitch misses upstairs. I personally, as a Washingtonian and Washington Nationals fan, would like to see the Nats pick up one of the high school prospects. And my reasoning behind that is I think, and a lot of people think, if you're going to pick a pitcher first overall, he has to have ace potential. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off. And don't get me wrong, I think Cade Anderson, Liam Doyle, Jamie Arnold are all really, really good pitchers and probably all have major league floors, but the question is, do any of them have ace ability, which I think you need to go 1-1, and I don't think so. The 2-2 pitch is fouled off. I think Seth Hernandez, the high school pitcher out of Corona Senior in California, is the one pitcher in this class who could be an ace one day. He's got electric stuff, a fastball in the high 90s, but there's never been a right-handed pitcher out of high school to go first overall. It's just so risky, so we'll see if the Nats do it. The 2-2. This is low and inside. There's also the 2 high school shortstops, Ethan Holiday and Eli Willits, both come from big-time baseball Oklahoma families. Holiday, of course, the Holiday family, is the payoff pitch. This is low for ball 4, and it's a leadoff walk for Maddox Maloney here in the bottom of the second inning. Eli Willits, his dad, a former major leaguer and a coach at Oklahoma. His brother Jackson out here on the Cape for the second summer.
It'll be very interesting to see how things shake out. The only Cape Leaguer maybe with a chance, or previous Cape Leaguer with a chance to go number 1 is Doyle, who used to be a Bravo, but it's likely not going to be a Cape League alum.
First pitch to Sam Harris, the left-handed hitter, has swung on and missed. 4 of the last 6 number 1 overall picks have been Cape Leaguers, but it seems unlikely for this year. Maloney on first after his 6th walk of the summer. Sam Harris hitting 189. The 0-1 pitch. This is low and outside. It's 1-1. Baseball in general with the draft is just so unique compared to every other sport. Pickoff attempt and back in time is Maloney. And the big reason is that you're drafting players that usually at the earliest won't be available for 1 year, but that's even in rare cases. Most guys, it takes at least 2 to make it to the big leagues. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and popped up towards shallow left field. Kelly moves in and makes the catch for out number 1. Now you compare it to the NBA draft, the NFL draft, and even nowadays the NHL draft. Those guys are all usually going to the home primary club right away. In baseball, though, you're spending years in the minor leagues, and it's just so risky. There's so much more floor versus ceiling discussion and conversation just because there's such a wide range when it comes to the prospects. You really don't know who's going to do what. D. Kennedy, the right-handed hitter, watches the first pitch. In for a strike. The count 0-1. One out. Maddox Maloney on first base with the score 1-0 Braves here in the top of the second inning. D. Kennedy has 11 RBIs this summer. That leads Harwich. He also leads the team in strikeouts, though, with 23. He hit a home run when these teams played last time. Konstantinovsky sets, throws over to first. Back in time is Maloney. Eli Willits, the high school shortstop out of Oklahoma, is the first overall pick for the Nationals. So I'm happy about that as a Nats fan. I think that shows that the Nats are going back to a long-term rebuild, as the pitch is a big swing and a miss, and the count 0-2. Willits was also the youngest player in that draft, just 17 years old. So that's one of the other things you look at in baseball is the age of guys and who has more time to develop. 0-2 the count to Kennedy. Konstantinovsky at the belt, kicks and fires. Swinging a slow bouncer back towards the pitcher. Konstantinovsky comes forward off the mound and throws to first. And that's in time for out number 2. The runner does advance, Maddox Maloney to second, so Harwich has a runner in scoring position for the first time tonight. But Konstantinovsky does have his second out. Matt Conti, the number 7 hitter, now makes his way up. The Harwich catcher's hitting .217 this summer. He does have 3 doubles, though. 5 RBIs. He's scored 7 runs. He's walked just once, struck out 8 times. Does have some speed for a catcher if he can get on base. Maloney at second also has got a lot of speed. The pitch misses outside. Maloney tied for the Harwich lead in runs scored this season with 10 of them. Base hit could bring him home, tie this game at 1 here in the bottom of the second. Konstantinovsky, low kick in the pitch. Just misses the zone on an off speed. It's 2-0.
You'd love to see a shutout inning from Konstantinovsky here. Protect the lead. There's been a couple times where Bourne has gotten a lead and then lost it. Give a chance to give your batters a clean slate to add insurance next inning.
Low kick in the pitch. This is outside on a fastball.
We saw the first of the 2 losses that the Bourne Braves are dealing with right now against Wareham. They had the lead and then gave it up. So you really, really want to see them just pull through and protect their leads from their pitching staff.
Here's the 3-0. Called strike on a pitch low and inside. Conti was ready to throw his bat back towards the dugout on the third base side, but instead he digs back in with a runner on second and 2 outs. Look back to second. The kick in the 3-1. Swinging a foul ball down the first base line, out of play. Count runs full. 3-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Braves will have the top of the order up in the top of the third. Look to bring them up to the plate with the team still in the lead. Konstantinovsky searching to get out of the second inning here. He went just 2 innings last time he faced Harwich. A look back to second. The kick and the pitch. Swinging a hammered ball down the right field line. Aloy brings it in for out number 3. A nice job by Zach Konstantinovsky to bounce back from the leadoff walk. And Harwich goes down, stranding a runner on second base. No runs, no hits, no errors in the bottom of the second. And we'll move into the third inning with the score 1-0 Braves. Before we step aside, though, are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro with the Cape's own Keith Bildo? Then join us at the K-Plex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the K-Plex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex. Cape Cod Veterinary Services is here for your pets when it matters most. With expert emergency and specialty care available 24/7, their compassionate team is dedicated to keeping your furry family members healthy and happy. Located in Buzzards Bay and Dennis, Cape Cod Vet Services is proud to support the local community and the Bourne Braves. Learn more at capecodvetspecialist.com. We'll be back for the third inning in a minute. The score, 1-0 Braves.
Cape Cod Healthcare, we're committed to excellence and compassion in everything we do, like helping people maintain their active lifestyles. Our innovative orthopedic program combines advanced techniques and leading-edge technology with highly specialized teams, including our nationally recognized Center of Excellence for Joint Replacement. Our focus is getting you back to doing the things you love, in the place you love.
The Center of Excellence and the quality of care that we can deliver makes all the difference to the patients. They understand that they can get the best care right here on Cape Cod.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Top of the third inning, top of the order out for the Bourne Braves. The visitors lead 1-0. Troy Dressler, the starter, back out onto the mound for the Harwich Mariners. The right-handed pitcher put Bourne down 1-2-3 in the first and then got into some trouble in the second. The pitch in for a strike on a fastball upstairs. It's 0-1. The pitch misses the zone, and it's 1-1 to wait. He grounds it out to second to start the game. Dressler takes a deep breath, winds and fires. Wait, swings and pops it up off the end of the bat towards the third base side. It's caught by D. Kennedy for out number 1. We were just talking about how crazy the MLB draft can be. Well, the second overall pick is Tyler Bremer out of UCSB. So picks 1 and 2, a lot of people would say not guys even in the top 5 of the prospect rankings. A lot of people had Bremer not even in the top 10, but this is how this draft works. The first pitch to Cade Lewis, misses low and outside. Usually when a team like the Angels just did draft a player like Tyler Bremer so much higher than expected, it's because they plan to pay him less than the slot value. The 1-0. This is low. One of the more complicated parts of the MLB draft is the signing money in the pool with how all that works. Basically, depending on your draft position and the amount of draft picks you get a certain amount of money. The 2-0 pitch. Lewis hits a chopped ball towards the second baseman, and Inoue fields and throws to first for out number 2. Essentially, teams get a certain amount of money based on the amount of picks they get, and some teams decide to draft a player, you would call it below slot value. Usually it's an older college player, high, which then leaves them more money to use in the second and third rounds, usually to convince high school players to sign. So a lot of the times, high school players are the ones who will sign above slot value, and college players will sign below slot value. Kahio Aloy to the plate. First pitch. Misses low. Aloy celebrating his 20th birthday today, and also potentially celebrating his brother Vahiva getting drafted. He is one of the top prospects this year, won the Golden Spikes Award last year, and played for YD last summer. 1-0, a big swing and a miss. I should have said this year won the Golden Spikes, but last summer is one of the best players. And Loy out here on the Cape trying to carve his own path, but of course, you can't not think about your brother on a night like tonight. Here's the kick in the 1-1. And misses low and outside, 2-1.
I've seen mocks of Vahiva going to Boston, so could end up right by Kahio for a few weeks, depending on if he is drafted to Boston. Of course, would start in the farm system.
Red Sox hitting, or selecting 15th, I should say. The pitch low and inside, a called strike. It's 2-2 to Aloy. Righty out of Arkansas. Digs back into the box, taps his bat against the plate, and swings his back forward. Dressler into the wind. Here's the pitch, and a breaking ball misses low and outside. The reason that high school players will usually sign for above slot is they just have so much more bargaining value. They can go to college or go to the draft. The payoff pitch, this is low, it's ball 4. Nice job by Kahio Aloy to work a walk. That's the 8th free pass that he's taken this summer. He's quickly getting up into the ranks of the most walks of any Bourne Braves. Again, that's his 8th of the season. That's tied for tied for 3rd most on the team. One of the 2 guys in front of him, Braden Holcomb, stands at the plate.
It's quite impressive for Aloy to be as patient as he has been this summer. For a guy who swings as hard as he does, you might think that he wanted to chase on pitches, but he's been really patient, sometimes to his downfall, though.
Braden Holcomb has the 2nd most walks on Bourne with 10. The pitch misses upstairs. Fastball, the count 1-0. Holcomb struck out swinging to lead off the 2nd inning, his first at-bat of the day. Up again here with 2 outs and a runner on first, with his team up 1-0 in the top of the 3rd. Dressler, the right-hander, sets at the belt. High kick in the pitch. In for a strike on a fastball. 91 miles an hour on the up and outside part of the plate. It's 1-1. Dressler leans in, peers back to first at Aloy, and comes to the belt. Here's the pitch. Swinging a foul straight back to the fencing. The count 1-2 to Holcomb. Dressler waiting for a sign from the catcher, Conti. He looks over to first. Aloy, not the biggest threat on the base pass. He hasn't stolen a base this year. Holcomb ready. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a roller towards the 3rd baseman, Kennedy. He fields and sidearms to first in time for out number 3. So the Braves get a runner on with 2 outs as Kahio Aloy walks, but he is stranded at first. No hits, no runs, no errors in the top of the 3rd. And we'll move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It's 8-9-1 due up for the Mariners. When we come back, you're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
One source has it all. The pros' go-to rental choice for the newest and most reliable equipment for any job. One source that has a team you can rely on, the people and a name you trust, with the tools you need. One source.